Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Monday. I am here with my marketing strategist, Kim Vanderpool, and it's almost Happy New Year.
It is. It is.
And we're trying, I like everyone, we're trying to make it happy and have things to look forward to, even among, like we were just talking about, so much heaviness going on in the world and in people's homes and in their families.
Yeah, it is really hard because we want to balance that care because we care. And there's a lot of yuck going on in people's lives. But I remember when I was going through a cancer treatment, we were always telling the kids, we got dealt a sucky hand, but it's how we play those cards that makes us win the game. And that's kind of with our businesses, marketing, with life. And I'll be honest, I took my tree down the next day after Christmas. I've never done that, but I was
I was going to do the same thing. And then I was like, you know what, I'll do it. Like, I'm going to force myself to stick to the day after New Year's. But I felt the same way, like, take the tree down, let's move on.
Yeah, I was just ready to get some more what I can control and normalcy back into my life. And I like my living room to look a certain way. And I have my little comfy area. Yeah. And we just needed some semblance of normalcy.
Absolutely. All right. And before we get into, and I actually love what you said, it's kind of like a good transition on what you can control, right? And you can control your marketing. But before we get into that, I want to make sure everyone knows right from the beginning, starting in the new year, I will only be streaming our lives into my two groups. So I have the Interior Design Business Forum, which has, I think we just hit 7,000 interior design business professionals in that group. It is a free group. And for coaches and consultants, I have created the Coaching Hotspot, which I'll be starting to put content in there starting in January. So if you're a coach or consultant of any kind, feel free to join the Coaching Hotspot private Facebook group. That's a new group, so it's only got like, I don't even know, 50 people in there, but it'll be growing. So these won't be on my public Facebook page any longer. Starting in January, all my lives will be just in those two groups. So just wanted to make sure I announced that. So Kim, all right, 3 steps to take our marketing in 2021 to a new level, something we can actually control, our marketing.
Right. Yep. There are 3 things that we're going to talk about today. The first one is assess where you're at. Take a few minutes. I would say take 30 minutes. Look at where you are at for your website, your social platforms, your email marketing. Look at them, like, where are they generating leads? Are you getting results for them? Or are you just throwing stuff out there just because everyone says you need to do social media? Are they giving you any results? And then looking at exactly where did your leads come from this year? Did they come from social media? Did they come from, well, we didn't do a whole lot of in-person, but did they do Zoom? Did they come from referrals? Did they come from organizations that you were that you're part of? And then looking at those and then assessing on where do you want to put your energy in 2021. So I believe social media is still a very important tool in your toolbox.
Oh, yeah.
And that done appropriately, but making sure that you have a reason for doing it. So if you are doing Snapchats and you never get business from it, well, then do you need to do Snapchat? Or is it because you love it? If you love it, then keep doing it. But look at where you should be as your business and where your clients are. So like interior designers, Instagram makes a lot of sense. Pinterest would be another great platform for people to kind of dream about, and you get your name and brand recognition. And then looking at what are your goals? Is it just for brand recognition, or is it lead generation, or is it to be an influencer? And then making sure that those platforms support the goals that you're trying to achieve.
Right, and how much time you spend on each of them also, right? So I'm everywhere because now I'm at the stage where I have a staff that I can be everywhere. But when I look back, I'm like, okay, Facebook is definitely number 1 for me. Then Instagram, but then every once in a while, the other day, there was a consult on my calendar. And where did she find me? Pinterest. I had a Pinterest, Google, and LinkedIn this week.
Awesome.
And I thought, oh my God, okay, it's finally working, right? So it does take time, though. It takes 6 to 9 months before you bail on a platform, correct?
Right, it does. And so knowing where those numbers are is great. And then they can help you set your goals. So for me, for my business, I'm doubling it. Next year, my numbers are going to double. My Pinterest double, my email list is going to double. And it's not vanity numbers. It's just because then my goal is to help people make a fresh impact with their marketing. And the way I can do that is if I'm out in the front a little bit more. So yes, I agree. Facebook, definitely, it's like the yellow pages. You have to have it, whether you like it or not, whether you hate Facebook or not. It's a yellow pages where people go. I went to Facebook probably 10, 15 times in the last 5 days looking for hours of businesses, looking for contact information for businesses. That's where people go. So definitely do that. If you, keep a KPI, a key
performance index.
That's it. Excel sheet. If you need one, I got one. Leave me a message and I'll send one to you, because that's how you're going to know those numbers and looking at those. The second one, once you know your numbers, you know your goals, develop your strategy. How are you going to do that? Are you going to up your Instagram game by doing one reel a week? Are you going to maybe add stories to your Instagram? Like, I'm going to do one story a week to improve my marketing. Or are you going to show up on Instagram 5 days a week instead of 3 days a week? So making that strategy so that it can go into your goal.
It's just so, Instagram is such a monster, and it intimidates me, because you and I have been passing articles back and forth, and you read much more than I do when it comes to marketing and Instagram, but Instagram wants you to use Instagram is not one platform. Instagram is the feed, the wall, then it's stories, then it's IGTV, and now it's reels. And did I forget anything? I don't even know. They want you to use all of it. They want you to interact with other people. It's like a monster of an app, and Instagram rewards those who are using all of their channels within Instagram. And that's really hard to keep up with. So when you create a strategy, how do you create it where it's just manageable if you're still doing it on your own? Because obviously you helped me with mine.
Right. Do the things that you like. So I know everybody's reels is what Instagram is really loving right now. I haven't done a reel yet just because of intimidation, one. And two is I'm not really the dancing kind of pointy person.
Me neither.
For most designers, unless they have that personality, it's not going to feel genuine and authentic and real. So showing up where you best like is for one, and then adding another one or challenging yourself to learn something new.
Here's the thing. Reels this is a psychological game, right? I always talk about everything is mindset. Even for me, doing reels, I think, oh yeah, what you just said, I need to dance to make it fun and interesting. But there are a ton of people, just like on TikTok, doing reels that are informative. I could be doing 1 minute business coaching tips on reels, but I have this limiting belief like, oh, well, that won't be fun and nobody will want to watch it. So right away, I shut myself down from doing it because I'm putting a limitation on myself.
Right. And so wherever for one, do what you like to do. That's going to help you show up. And then two, for me, I'm going to challenge myself to do reels.
See.
Just because.
All right. If you're going to challenge yourself, then I'm going to be challenged with you. I think we should challenge each other, right? Everyone, get an accountability partner and try something new. This could be fun.
Right. And that's what marketing doesn't need to be so serious. We can have a lot of fun. And if you look at the people that are successful in their using social media, they are having fun. And whether that is they're dancing or whether they're just talking or whether they're showing pictures of them hugging on their dogs, that they're having fun with marketing. It doesn't have to be serious. It's supposed to be fun.
Okay. All right. Fun.
The last one, actually, the reason I thought of this was I thought of you, Nancy, is that when I look at, I didn't know you prior to working with you about a year and a half ago, but when I look back at your history of what you've done to build where you're at now, is that you give your knowledge, you share your knowledge in these lives, you share tips for people to build their business. And once they build that know, like, and trust factor, then they're either signing up for your paid groups or doing individual coaching or some of your other programs. But you give. And so that reminded me of something that my grandchildren said this weekend when one of them was throwing a fit. It's like, you get what you get, so don't throw a fit. And
that's funny, because when my kids were younger, I used to say to them, you get what you get and you don't get upset. In other words, just take what your mother's giving you and stop it.
Right. But if we think of that same philosophy and turn around into our marketing, we get what we give. If we give of ourselves, we can't overgive. You always, I don't know, this is where I believe that karma, universe, God, whoever you believe in, that when you give, you will receive. And when I look at the marketers and interior designers that I work with, or the coaches that I work with, it is the ones that are showing up and sharing wallpaper tips. They're sharing, I had one that shared about how to use throw pillows. They're doing a video saying, when you choose to do lampshades or lamps in your house, all those little things impact other people, and so that develops that know, like, and trust. And when
because people don't, and I've said this, I have literally probably said this 2,000 times in the 5 years that I've been sharing information publicly. People do not hire you for information. They hire you for implementation, at least your ideal client. So I can give every coaching tip I have in little snippets throughout the internet world. And someone who's a DIYer can grab those and implement, and I'm happy for that. But the person who hires me is hiring me for the accountability part, to get them over obstacles or to help them make decisions, right? So you can give a ton of tips about social media and people can implement, but when they're done doing it themselves, that's when they become your ideal client and they just want someone to do it for them or help direct them or coach them to do it, right? So people hire you for implementation, not information. So share away, because that's how people, like you said, get to know, like, and trust you, that you know what you're talking about.
Right, 100%. So, audit, assess where you're at, develop a strategy, and give away.
Right, share information. You know, I know a lot of people when they come to me, they say, well, I don't want to share too much because then they won't hire me. If you're holding back information, you're attracting your worst nightmare client, right? Because you're not giving. So they're just trying to get, blood out of a stone. They're going to keep trying to get little tidbits rather than just going, you know what, I know you know what you're doing, just go do it. So
right. Or I know interior design, they're going to steal my ideas. Or photographers, they're going to steal what I do. You know what? If you're doing it, chances are someone else is doing it, but they're just using orange instead of blue. Like
That's right. There's really very few new ideas in this world. It's all about the way you present it and whether someone is attracted to your style of presenting or putting it together, right? So, all right. Well, 2021 is coming, and I actually went back and looked at how I created my vision board at the end of 2019, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to create my vision board for 2021, which will be interesting. I did not achieve everything on my vision board for 2020, but I got pretty damn close. So, awesome. So that's exciting. So for any of you who are looking to do vision boards, really what I did was go to YouTube. I went to YouTube. I found a vision board little workshop. It was like 5 minutes, and it took me a half an hour to do my vision board last year. And then I had printed it out and do one of those wall stickies. When I moved from my other place, I took it down. But it's my screensaver on my phone. It's my screensaver on my computer. So now's the time to get your vision straight of who you're going to be in 2021. And if you need help with that, get on my calendar, go to my website, nancyganzekaufer.com. Click on consult, and let's talk you through what your goals are going to be for 2021. And where do they find you, Kim?
At kimvanderpool.com. And help you implement or be I have one person. We just meet 15 minutes a week just for accountability.
I love that.
Someone to talk through to see what's new, some ideas, and that's what we do, and it works great. So.
Okay, I'm excited. I can't wait till we start talking about Reels, because now I'm going to hold you accountable to Reels and you're going to hold me accountable to Reels. We might
on my vision board.
We might regret this conversation in about a month. All right, everyone, go have a great Monday. I hope you had a nice holiday weekend and another one coming up. I know it's quiet for everybody, but you know what? Sometimes quiet is good. Gives us time to think, right? All right, talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.
Happy New Year.